हरे कृष्णा। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानंदन व्रज रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe
Jayo Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe
Jayo Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe
Jayo Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe
Jayo Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadrama
Jayo Jagannatha Jayo Jagannatha Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadrama
Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Om Vishwapat Paramahansa Prabhupada Sathi His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindh Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishwapada Paramahansa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotra Sachi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय सामवेद भक्त विंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि
Hari Hari Bol
All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna All glories Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Prabhupada ki jai Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु
श्रीगुरु
श्रीयुतापदकमलं
श्रीयुतपदकमलं
श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं
साग्रजातं
सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं
रघुनाथान्वितं
तत्शरीरं सात्वैतं
द्वैतं
सावधूतं
सावधूतं
परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान्
राधाकृष्णपादान्
सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे
हे
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
करुणा
करुणा
सिन्धु
सिन्धु
दीनबन्धु
दीनबन्धु
जगत्पते
जगत्पते
गोपेश
गोपेश
गोपिकान्त
गोपिकान्त
राधाकान्त
राधाकान्त
नमोऽस्तुते
नमोऽस्तुते
तप्त
तप्त
काञ्चन
काञ्चन
गौराङ्गी
गौराङ्गी
राधे
राधे
वृन्दावनेश्वरी
वृन्दावनेश्वरी
वृषभानुसुते
वृषभानुसुते
देवी प्रणमामि
प्रणमामि
हरिप्रिये
हरिप्रिये
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा
कृपा
सिन्धुभ्य एव च
सिन्धुभ्यवच
पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः
नमो ॐ
ॐ
विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपदाय
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्त
भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिन् इति
स्वामीति
नामिने
नामिने
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सारस्वते
सरस्वते
देवे
देवे
गौरवाणी
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
जय
जय
श्रीकृष्ण
श्रीकृष्ण
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
प्रभो
प्रभु
नित्यानन्द
नित्यानन्द
श्री
श्री
अद्वैत
अद्वैत
गदाधार
गदाधर
श्रीवासादि
श्रीवासादि गौर
गौरभक्तवृन्द
भक्तवृंद हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे
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 राम हरे
राम
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 हरे
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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे
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 राम
राम
हरे
हरे
राम
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 हरे
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 हरे कृष्णा हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे
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 राम
राम
हरे
हरे
राम
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 हरे
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 Hare Krishna. So last time we did 5.14. We start from 5.15 from today. So let's chant the verse first, and then we'll go into uh, the translation, etc. Hare Krishna. नादते कश्चित् पापं न चैव सकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः
नादते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभु अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यति जन्तवः
Yeah, word by word. Na, never.
Na, never.
Adatte, accepts.
Adate, accepts.
Kasyachit, anyone's.
Kasyatit, anyone.
Papam, sin.
Papam, sin.
Na, nor.
Na, nor.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Eva, certainly.
Iva, certainly.
Sukritam, pious activities.
Sukritam, pious activities.
Vibhu, the Supreme Lord.
Vibhu, the Supreme Lord.
Ajnanena, by ignorance.
Jnanena, by ignorance.
Avritam, covered.
Avritam, covered.
Jnanam, knowledge.
Jnanam, knowledge.
Tena, by that.
Tena, by that.
Bhuyati, are bewildered.
Muyanti, or bewildered.
Janatvaha, the living entities. Or
Janatva,
Jantavaha, sorry, Jantavaha.
Jantava, the living entities.
Yeah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yes.
Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. Would you like to read the purport, Prabhu?
Yes, bro. The Sanskrit word Vibhu means the Supreme Lord who is full of unlimited knowledge, riches, strength, fame, beauty, and renunciation. He is always satisfied in himself, undisturbed by sinful or pious activities. He does not create a particular situation for any living entity, but the living entity, bewildered by ignorance, desired to be put into certain conditions of life, and thereby his chains of action and reaction begins. A living entity by superior nature full of knowledge, nevertheless, he is prone to be influenced by the ignorance due to his limited power. The Lord is omnipotent, but the living entity is not. The Lord is Vibhu or omniscient, but the living entity is Anu or atomic. Because he is a living soul, he has the capacity to desire by his free will. Such desire is fulfilled only by the omnipotent Lord. And so, when the living entity is bewildered in his desires, the Lord allows him to fulfill those desires, but the Lord is never responsible for the action and reaction of particular situation, which may be desired. Being in the bewildered condition, therefore, the embodied soul identifies himself with the circumstantial material body and becomes subjected to the temporary misery and happiness of life. The Lord is a constant companion of the living entity as a Paramatma or the super soul, and therefore he can understand the desire of the individual soul, and one can smell the flavor of flowers by being near it. Desire is subtle form of conditioning for the living entity. The Lord fulfilled his desire as he deserves. Man proposes and God disposes. The individual is not, therefore, omnipotent is fulfilling his desires. The Lord does not, Lord, sorry, however, can fulfill all the desired, and the Lord, being neutral to everyone, does not interfere with the desire of the minute, independent living entities. However, when one desires Krishna, the Lord takes special care and encourages one to desire in such a way that one can attain to him and be eternally happy. The Vedic hymn therefore declare, Isa hi Isa yuhi iva sadhu karma karyati tam yam ibhyo lokabhya unnishyate.
Upanishad.
Isa yu iva sadhu karma karyati yam adho ninisyate. The Lord engaged the living entity in pious activity so that he may be elevated. The Lord engaged him in impious activity so that he may go to hell. अजनो जंतुर अनिशो यम आत्मना सुखा दुःखयो ईश्वरा परेतु गच्छेत स्वर्गम was Abraham Ivacha. The living entity is completely dependent in his distress and happiness. By the will of Supreme, he can go to the heaven or hell as a cloud is driven by the air. Therefore, the embodied soul, by his immemorial desire to avoid Krishna consciousness, causes his own bewilderment. Consequently, although he is constitutionally eternal, blissful, and cognizant to the littleness of his existence, he forgets his constitutional position of service to the Lord and is thus entrapped by nescience. And under spell of ignorance, the living entity claims that the Lord is responsible for his conditional existence. The Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34 also confirms this. वैश्यमा निग्रह न सपेकस्वत् तथा ही दर्शति. The Lord neither hates nor likes anyone, though he appears to.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. So look at the 14th verse tells that soul is not doer. It's swabhavastu pravartate. Swabhavas is material nature. So someone can ask, isn't Supreme Lord responsible how I am made? So this is addressed in this verse actually.
Yes.
So we are the combination of three material, qualities: goodness, happiness, and ignorance. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. And depending on which one is more prevalent at particular time based on our conditioning, based on our habits. That activity we will be doing without anybody's influence or anybody's interference in our life. So here in 15th verse it says nadate. Adate means to accept. Nadate means Lord doesn't accept. Kasyachit papam. Kasyachit means anyone. Lord doesn't accept anyone's papa. Na chaiva shakrutam vibhuhu. Nor he steals anyone's punya. That means Lord is not responsible for anybody's sinful or pious activities. Then what is that which makes living entity acts in that way? So why should Lord be responsible for this? If we say that Lord has created you, yes, because you wanted to enjoy the happiness away from Krishna, that's why you are here in this particular world. However, Lord is not responsible for what you do after coming here. That depends on the kind of karmas that you have done in the past life and the kind of association you have in this lifetime. So, sadhu sangha is very, very important. Having guru, sadhu and shastra is the most important thing that one should be following. So, ajnana vartam jnanam. So, jnana of living entity is covered by ajnana. Similarly, Lord has responded to Arjun's question in 3.36 and 39, where he says that, use avritam. So, ajnana vratam jnanam. For whom? Tera muhyati jantavaha. Jantavaha is the living entity. Any living entity. The conditioned soul. The soul who is covered by the body and mind is called conditioned soul. The soul is referred to as living entity or jantavaha. Tena muhyanti. Muhyanti means the soul is put into illusion. Muhyanti. The first part in this verse is saying Supreme Lord is not responsible for anyone's action. He doesn't accept the actions. He doesn't accept the reactions as well. Yeah. So now of course, when devotees surrender to Krishna, Lord takes away sinful reactions and pious reactions. Because by the time person completely surrenders to Krishna, he knows that I'm completely dependent on you, Lord. You are my sole proprietor. And I am under your guidance. So please guide me from this point onward, because I'm totally dependent on you. But that situation to come, it takes a whole lot of time. But we are not talking about Bhakti Yoga here so far. Krishna has not taken to Bhakti Yoga in this chapter. So what is he talking about? He is talking about the consciousness of Karma Yogi in contrast to the conception of a Karmi. So when ordinary materialistic person is working on Karma Yogi, the focus is not about Krishna. So at that time, Lord does not get directly involved. Nadate kaschit papam na chaiva sakritam vibhu. So Lord does not accept anyone's good or bad activities. Like a judge doesn't accept. What he does is he just follows the rule book, and based on the rule book, he just reads the judgment. What has to be done. He doesn't have to do anything with that. He doesn't, kind of that he's taking revenge out from somebody by giving a particular kind of a judgment so that he has taken the revenge from that person. Because he has to go to the law book and follow the rules and regulations in order to pass the judgment. So similarly, Krishna will not do that. I'm just using that as an analogy of the judge. So question may come up at the one level it is said soul is not the doer. At the other level it is said that Supreme Lord is also not the doer. Swabhavas tu parvartate. Swabhavas, it is nature that is doer. So the question comes up, where does this nature come from? What is this nature? So that is described in the Ajnanavartam Jnanam. Ajnanavartam Jnanam. So, Tena Muhyanti Jantavaha. So, by the covering of ignorance that we have around us, the living entity gets deluded, and based on that delusion, the living entity acts in self defeating or self destructive ways. So, self defeating means they cause harm to themselves. Also, self destructive means work in a way that causes soul to lose in human body and goes to lower species. That is called Hatma,
Mhm.
the killer of the soul. Right? So, second chapter we have covered this
Yeah.
in very detail, in the gory details we have covered this. So, Hatva Tvajam Vahavi, right? In that also he has talked about. So all this happiness because of Adnana Vartam. What is this Adnana? It can be analyzed in different ways. We can refer to it as lust. Lust is one type of Adnana. Ahankar is another type of Ajnana. And because of Ajnana and because of Ahankar, the ignorance, what we are doing, we are committing lots of anarthas. So it's a mixture of ajnana, then ahankar that mixed together and creating a very bad, juice out of us, and that is causing a whole lot of pain. So anarthas means those which have no artha. Artha can have two meanings. The arth means meaning of something or the value, or artha also means that money. Kimartham. So kim artham means what is the value of it, and anartha means there's no value out of this.
Prabhuji,
So we
you said
can
that this is all this our nature comes from the anartha and our and the lust
ahankar and
and
ajnana.
agyan. So and that forms our nature. That decide whether we do things in Krishna consciousness or not in Krishna consciousness. But this jnana and this uh, um, ankar, these two things, right? So how that is been decided for a person when a person is born? Is it because of the desires the person has in the previous
How
lives?
you what kind of association you get, how you develop your consciousness, it depends on that. So what kind of sangha that you are in.
Sangha as well as I think is a desire, Prabhu, that desire
It's
you
a
person
desire
has.
also. Desire can be because it comes from the subtle body perspective, mind, intelligence, and false ego that we carry to the next life as well.
So what kind of desire we have in a previous life, right? Let's say having someone has a desire of
Very much,
too
very
much
much.
wealth,
Some
woman,
people,
wine.
couldn't fulfill their desires to become a very big leader. And again, in this life also, they have not been able to. So somewhere that, keeps on disturbing
Accumulating.
them in their mind. And they try to show up somewhere that, look, I'm so good. I can chant so many verses. I can do this. I can do that. So they try to show off in some way or the other that I can do all this, So please acknowledge me. So these are, small things, but, they really eat up us slowly. They're eating us up. But unknowingly, we are doing it. And as we listen to all these, big Vaishnavas and Acharyas, we come to that where we are actually, and what do we think of ourselves? Just by going to the temple every day or maybe every week, or are we really able to internalize that? And we going to the temple is fine, which is very good. But
Very
are
good,
we
but
observing the real Vaishnavas out there, or we are just looking
yes.
at how beautiful everybody is looking? Hmm?
If we are searching for material happiness in temple also, then it's of no use.
Exactly, exactly. If some people, if you see, Kishrangi Mataji, then there is a devotee called Nanda Maharaj Prabhu, or these are all pujaris, they will observe how Radha Gopinath has been decorated nicely. Some of them are critics as well, so they find, oh, मैंने ऐसे किया होता तो मैंने ऐसा किया होता, You know, now this particular, because this pujari has done it, so he is not done it. So that is also quality is there, you know. But that is swabhavartu pavartate, you know. So that is swabhava. So now
mm,
you, how can you help it? We
mm,
can only tell him that please look at the good things out of it. Don't look at the negative side of it. But then वो स्वभाव है, उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते आप,
mm.
right? So this is अज्ञान and then अहंकार, that I am better than him. You know, मेरी साड़ी उससे साड़ी से सफेद क्यों? तो वही फंडा वही आया था अगेन. ठीक है. So we
So,
can
Matlab
also,
Prabhu, net, what if I conclude, like not conclude, if I sum on this particular verse, right? So if
yeah,
Krishna has given a independence, Krishna is not interfering in our karmas. So it is basically who we ourselves who decide whether we are doing a karma or vikarma, or whether we continue in Krishna conscious, and Krishna does not interfere in that, right? And that consciousness, it's basically more determined by our um, you know basically determined our associations and by our desires, right? So that is what I can conclude, Prabhu, from
yeah,
this. So basically that is very important.
absolutely. So there is a lot for me to cover still in this
No,
version because
sorry,
it's a,
sorry.
no, no, no,
I
no,
cut it between
fine. I
because
mean,
this question was in going on
we
mind.
still have time to conclude.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
still
yeah,
have time to conclude. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying
yeah,
that you don't speak.
yeah, yeah,
In terms of conclusion, we still have to cover a lot. So
yeah,
now, if you look at we what we covered was the अज्ञान and the anarthas. Anartha. इसमें अर्थ नहीं है वो. That is where there is no value. So we can refer अज्ञान to goodness, passion, and ignorance. That's what I said in the beginning. So they create ignorance as well. So fact is, soul forgets who am I, and its own identity. Sometimes it also gets confused and starts, identify himself with the body, and that's where his adhyara comes into picture. And they start saying that, oh, I'm made of female, I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm Swiss, all that. So swabhavastu pravartate. So that's where the swabhava comes into picture. So if nature is doing everything, does it mean that we are helpless and we are not responsible anywhere? Yes, we are. We can't deny the fact that, oh, I am not responsible for anything. We can't say that. So we are very much responsible for what we are doing, and we are trying to run away from the problem, and we are trying to show that as if, I don't even want to know that. But it will surface in some point in time in the life. If not today, tomorrow, 1 year after, but it will come. How much you try to avoid the problem, but it will surface again and again and again, and finally you have to come to the conclusion that I have to understand that Chaitanya, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that na aham vipro, na che narpati like. So like that, he rejects identification of all varnas and all the ashramas. He said, I am simply a servant of Krishna, servant of Lord Gopis. He said, yeah. So forget all the designations. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam, tat paratve nirmalam, rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchate. So I am just a dasa and I am just doing the bhakti. Gopir pada padakamalo dasa dasanudasa. Who am I? I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not, but who am I? I am Gopi padaka parakavalo dasa dasanudasa. So that is my position. And when we understand that as a position, our elevation towards Krishna is faster. Not only for the purpose of saying, but it is internalizing to it. And then transcending from where you are to the level above. And then looking at it, oh, what am I doing? What I was doing so far, and where I had to go. So when we understand that difference and we understand that where I have to go, then we are able to make the proper elevation in the Krishna consciousness. Now, by sitting at home because I have this medical condition, that medical condition, if I think that, oh, now I'm off, I'm useless, I cannot do anything, then I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Desire is there, that's why I'm trying to find some of the other ways to do it. I spent about 2.5 years writing all the documentation, creating the website, creating the presentations, and running the classes, did the ABN. किसी ने मेरे लिए किया नहीं है. So I have done it because I wanted to do it. I'm not saying that please acknowledge me and appreciate me. Oh, what a big thing I did. No, I did it for myself. मेरा इसमें स्वार्थ है. मेरा एक स्वार्थ उसमें है कि मैं कृष्ण की भक्ति कर सकूं, मेरे गुरु महाराज ने जो मुझे बोला वो मैं कर सकूं. So that swartha is there in my mind. But that swartha isn't swartha. Niswartha swartha.
Yes.
So
Uh,
I sorry.
One of like in ISKCON temple president of Chandigarh, he always say that we actually don't know how to be selfish also.
Yes.
So that
You
we
can,
it's good to be selfish, but we know what exactly the selfishness is.
yeah. So each person, every soul understands that the body has a particular nature. So I act according to that nature of the body. But it is up to soul how to change the nature of the body. Right? Now, if the soul connecting it very well with the Paramatma, then it will also guide body to work in that nature, develop that nature, and then develop itself to get into that direction, and then try to help body to act in that way so that they are in sync. Now, soul wanting to do it, the body is not allowing you to do that. Right? In my case, that's what is happening. I want to do it. I means my soul. I want to do it, but now I am getting stuck because I cannot drive. Should I be making those excuses anymore? Or should I come out of that cycle of that, oh, I have to have a car. That's probably I have to do that. Start doing it. Maybe I have to walk for 2.5 kilometers, 3 kilometers to come to the station and then take a metro. So I have to come out of that, shell of mine. I cannot just rely on people's mercy that they will drop me, then only this thing will happen. Because right now I'm becoming that lazy. So I have to come out of that lazy shell. But other problems are also there, which I told you yesterday. So I cannot take that risk as well.
Yes.
Because if I go somewhere and then that happens, then I'm becoming a problem for
Yes.
others. People will say
Definitely.
that you knew that you have a problem, then why did you come?
Why you come?
So I have to think from all 360-degree thinking. So, and that's where I get caught up in this. So now, if you look at the four varnas, ajnana, ahankara will be different. And the soul caught up into that living body will be different nature. So that nature depends how it can be, directed towards Krishna, and how one can develop that nature in order to progress towards Krishna consciousness. Now, each varna has its own positives and negatives. Excuse me. So, ajnana vartena jnanam, we are covered by ignorance and it makes us behave in a particular way. When we identify this behavior and think that the essence and let our desire caught completely in what we are seeking accordingly to our bodily nature, then we will become entangled. But when we will understand that this is my body nature and I act according to that. But I am different from this. I am a soul. And as I am a soul, I am meant to love and serve Krishna only. So then what will happen? This bondage will not be there, in fact. But when we work in that way, we stay free from the bondage. But so now it's not that easy, it's very complex. If you look at case by case basis, then it becomes much clearer. And Prabhupada in his purport also saying, being in bewildered condition, therefore, what specific word he uses, that embodied soul to identify himself with the circumstantial material body. Circumstantial material body. And become subjected to the temporary misery. See, if you sit at a wrong place in your house where it is there is a lot of dirt is lying, and then you say that, oh, I'm sick now, obviously you will be sick, right? You chose to be. Why do you have to sit there? Some people go with the phone in their hands to toilet, and they spend their 45 minutes, 1 hour in the toilet.
Toilets.
Yeah. They do everything. I mean, YouTube and Facebook and this, that, all social media they will cover in that time. And I don't know, I mean, why that place to be chosen? Do your, finish your job and come out quickly. That should be the, goal. But people have that. I mean, that phone can go anywhere. It has such a pure, this thing, that soul, that phone can go anywhere in the house. So, circumstantial material body, normally we think of circumstantial meeting. But from the point of eternity, the material body is also circumstantial. Right? It is circumstantial as well as based on your past karma. That how you get developed, where do you get birth, which family you get birth, etc. etc. So, two brothers born identical twins may have different svabhavas.
Different destiny altogether.
Yeah. Because soul cannot be cloned.
Okay, no.
वहाँ क्लोनिंग नहीं होती है, right? And when Krishna appears in this material world, he appeared 5,000 years ago. Now again, does he have to appear again? He may have to, but at the moment, what is prevalent after his last appearance as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago?
He appeared as a devotee
Yeah.
to
So
spread
what is
Krishna
prevalent at the
consciousness.
moment? His
Sorry?
devotees, his believers, and their words, Shastra,
Mhm.
and his devotees as well as messengers who can give and teach value to the people. If you remember in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Sakalena Mahata Yogo Nishta Parantapaha. And that's why I came here again to give you this knowledge. Initially, I gave it to Vivaswan Surya, and then I'm again giving it to you. But what does that mean that during that time when he gave it to Vivaswan and then again gave it to Arjun, was the value system all totally finished? No, it wasn't. Had it been the case, Krishna would have come. Isn't it? So
Yes.
value system was not degraded during that. But when Duryodhan kind of people when came into picture, that time the value system was started going down because when Draupadi was unrobed in the assembly. So that was a sign that it was absolutely getting worse.
Getting worse.
That's why he came. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. So we
Basically,
need to
Prabhu,
understand the purpose for which he comes, and for so the purpose is not to kill the demons. Purpose is to dharma samsthapanarthaya.
Dharma stuff.
This Prabhuji.
Basically, Prabhu, in a this Dwapar Yuga, what you are saying that the level of dharma comes to a level where Krishna has to take a birth, has to come in on this planet.
Yes.
And what will happen to the Prabhu? Because now we are in a Kali Yuga, and the dharma is
So yeah,
is
Kali
first.
Purush will come after 10,000 years.
Yeah. Okay.
After 10,000 years. So that avatar is still yet to come.
Yeah.
But 10,000 years ago is far away from us. But that until then, we do have value system in place, right? It is thanks to Vyasadeva and Prabhupada kind of people, who are carrying forward this is that legacy. And with book form, Krishna is still available to us as Bhagavatam, as Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhagavad Gita, and all the other Upanishads that are available to us for reading. And we have that ability to read and understand. If you are not able to understand, there are people who can make you understand the knowledge. Yeah.
Okay.
And slowly, see, look at, if you do the introspection of your own journey of Krishna consciousness. So when you started joining the classes and now, you will see the delta. You see
Yes.
the delta, which is very positive towards how you can chant the verses also as well. I saw today, I mean, you're chanting it very nicely. So that's what it makes the difference. As we practice, as we go, as we read, and as we listen, it is more and more, the benefit is ours. But if we are stable on the path. Yeah? Any question?
All good, Prabhu.
Okay. So we'll do the verse 16 now. ज्ञानेन तु तद्ज्ञानं येषां नाशितात्मना तेषामादित्यविज्ञानं प्रकाशयसि तत्परम्.
ज्ञानेनु तद् अज्ञानं येषं नाशितम् आत्मना तेषाम् आदित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम्.
Word to word. Jnanena, by knowledge.
Jnanena, by knowledge.
Tu, but.
Tu, but.
Tat, that.
Tat, that.
Ajnanam, nescience.
Ajnanam, nescience.
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 Yeah. Yesham, whose.
Yesham, whose.
Nashitam is destroyed.
Nashitam is destroyed.
Atmanaha, of the living entity.
Atmana, of the living entity.
Tesham, there.
Tesham, there.
Adityavat, like the rising sun.
Adityavat, like the rising sun.
Jnanam, knowledge.
Jnanam, knowledge.
Prakashayati, discloses.
Prakashyati, discloses.
Tatparam, Krishna consciousness.
Tatparam, Krishna consciousness.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything, as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. So in this next verse, Lord Krishna tells us how we become free from ignorance by jnanam. So as we receive the jnana, so I'm just giving you a conclusion of that. So last time we didn't do the conclusion. So the conclusion is that as we receive knowledge, we understand it, we grasp it, we transcend from where we were, and then that's where we understand the difference between the bodily nature and our Atma nature. These two natures are, when they are not in sync, that time there is an issue. Okay, body is taking it somewhere else, and soul wants to take somewhere else. So mind intelligence, false ego taking somewhere else, whereas the body is trying to take us somewhere else. So we have to bring that into synchronization. That's where the meditation comes into picture.
Mm.
So when the enlightenment happens, the knowledge comes to us, then this knowledge reveals us everything. And then the sun lights up and everything in the daytime, as we see that in the daytime, it can be seen at any time. Because that knowledge is not compared to the daylight as a material analogy. It is the transcendental analogy. So dhanena tu adnanam tat, that this refers to the previous verse. The dhyana is covered by dhaneta tu adnanam. By dhyana, adhyana can be removed. Yesham nashitam atmanaha. Atmanaha, the soul's ignorance can be destroyed. And when that happens, when that knowledge comes, what is the nature of that knowledge? Adityavana. Aditya Vaja Jnanam. Aditya means sun. It's a knowledge like sun appears, then everywhere there is a knowledge, there is a light. So the knowledge comes as if sun has arisen. So the knowledge arises like the sun and it makes it prakashayati. That illuminates. What does it illuminate? Tat param, that absolute truth. So Srila Prabhupada translates Krishna consciousness as Tat Param. This is significant verse, which marking transition from Atma Jnana to Paramatma Jnana. So far we were only talking about the Atma Jnana. So it is very important for us to actually understand, Varun Prabhu. So when the Karma Yoga keeps on practicing Karma Yoga with detachment and gradually the knowledge awakens. And when the knowledge awakens, that time there is inner illumination. And that illumination, living entity is not only understands one's own identity, that I am not the body, I am the spirit soul, but also a presence of Supreme God, that Supreme Lord is present in my heart. He is my well-wisher and he is object of my devotion. The object of my sacrifice, the goal of my life. So when that is prakashayati tat param, that is the supreme illumination. So that knowledge arises like the sun. When there is darkness, we may try to find torch and move forward. But when as soon as we lit up the torch, what happens? We start seeing everything clearly. Similarly, the sun arises and everything becomes evident. We can see all directions. We can see long distance ahead. So when we practice sadhana bhakti, we use our scriptural knowledge. We use our intelligence, which we have developed based on scriptures. And we try to see, but that is like a torch. We are able to see a little bit. Of course, we need the torch by which we can see little distance and keep moving forward. But as we move forward, as we make spiritual advancement, then sun of spiritual wisdom arises in our heart and things become clearer and clearer and clearer. So this is how the clarity comes. Tesham Aditya Vajajnanam. This knowledge is like the sun and prakasheti tatparam. Darkness is destroyed by this knowledge. The inner darkness is removed and then inner world become clearer and comprehensible as well as absolutely crystal clear knowledge comes to us, because that time we are going towards a Paramatma Jnana. So we can start seeing, and not only seeing, we can start understanding, we can start realizing. If I do like this, this is how my condition will increase. If I do like that, I will do advancement. This is the way I should move forward in my spiritual life. So things will become clear and comprehensible for us, so that is how we will move forward. Prakashati tatparam. So that Tat refers to the absolute truth. So here Krishna has not told what that Tat is. He will tell by the end of chapter 5. When we come to Bhoktaram Yadnyata Prasad Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Surudam Sarvabhutanam. So in that verse we will come to know that. Okay. So अंत तक बने रहिए. So that's what happens in the serials, isn't it? So Krishna's, statements are so powerful in the fifth and sixth chapter, even fourth chapter is beautiful, and in which he says that yadna tapam jnata mama bhoktaram yadna tapasa tharva loka maheshwaram. So me has absolute truth, but here he is saying that karma yogi comes to know and he understands by that knowledge that tat param, that absolute truth become revealed. That absolute truth become focus of one's practice. So one has to keep on practicing by not deviating from that his path of practicing the Krishna consciousness. Then only the knowledge will reveal to him completely. It looks like a very small dosage are coming to us. Yes, keep taking them. And the day will come when you will completely realize, if you keep on practicing, not getting diverted to any other thing. So one can know God and one's relationship with the God only when one actually meets a representative of the God. So that's the representative of God is spiritual master or any acharya with whom you are in touch with. So that's why the Guru Shishya Parampara plays such a major role in our, our parampara or our movement. So because of that, we clearly come to know that the soul is present in the body and is having jnana, but it is covered by illusion. And when it contacts with other soul, that is representative of God, then jnana eliminates. So, एक दिए से दूसरा दिया जला, फिर तीसरा दिया जला, like that. So that's how it illuminates every soul like that. So that's why the value system that is presented to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and by other acharyas and then and by Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, so that prevails by Guru Shishya Parampara, and that's where we are developing the society. However, we shouldn't be looking at only the negative side of things, because there are so many other negatives are there, and we all are aware of those. So in our movement is also like that, but we have to simply ignore. Look at the positive side of it, like the way brahmachari devotees are looking at the pujari devotees are looking at the altar, and what they are observing कि राधा रानी की साड़ी का पल्लू कैसा है and all that. मैं होता तो ऐसा लगाता था, so let's not find that. Let's look at the beauty of Radha Rani. Let's look at the beauty of Gopinath, how he's looking, how he's looking so beautiful, like that. So unless we have that kind of understanding we developed in ourselves, we will not be able to reach to the stage of where the pure bhakti comes into our heart, and we are able to develop the same kind of love which Radharani has it for Krishna and Krishna has for Radharani. So that's the reason the practice of Krishna consciousness from Atma to Paramatma Jnana is more important than anything else. So when we are practicing, how many rounds we are doing is also important, but at the same time, how much are we reading? Sharadam Kirtanam, Vishnu Sparanam Pada Sevanam, Dasyam Sakhyam, 9 processes of bhakti. In that 9 processes of bhakti, what is possible for you? Are you doing it without fail? Yeah? And as a karma yogi, are you able to do your duty perfectly or not? So that is what we need to see and act accordingly. So one can understand Atma, but understanding Paramatma is difficult. It can happen when one is connected with the spiritual master. So I don't normally, market any Guru Maharaj or anyone, I just say that whoever you get connected to, go to him. Because I had many people I have, had in my classes and they all got initiated, but different gurus. And I never told them that you should go here, you should go there. No, it's not my business. My business is to give Prabhupada's message, my Guru Maharaj's message to everyone, but never taking the name of my Guru Maharaj to anyone that this is what he said. No, very few instances where he specifically has given some instruction to me. Not it doesn't mean that it has given to all of you. That's how we should be acting, right? And all Guru Maharajas are same because they are giving the message of Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
So that is the one clear aspect we should have in our mind. Remaining away from any Guru Guruism for that matter.
Yes.
Any question, Prabhu?
No, Prabhu, not right.
So if you go to a dark room, what you will search for?
Light.
Yeah, but the first thing you will try to search for a switchboard where the
Yes.
light points are there, right?
Yes. Yes.
And switch on the all the switches and do no light. Then what will you do?
So Guru is basically that switch which turns on the light, right?
I know that. I'm not going to that. I'm just going from the. So we'll search for a torch or a matchbox or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
slowly this light will come and then it will reveal more light and like that. So that's how. See, what I'm trying to do is not only teaching you, at the same time giving you a idea that how you should be also preaching to others. That how the knowledge will come slowly. It will not come in one day. That whole entire thing will come to you. It's a small, tiny morsels that you should be taking, and similarly, you should be giving it to others, and
Yeah.
slowly bringing them to the level that of understanding. Verse number 17. Tad buddhaya tad atmanas tannishtha tata pranay parayanaha gachanti apunna avrittam jnana niruddhata kalmashaha.
Tad buddhaya tad atmanam tannishtha tat pranaya gachanti avritam jnana niruddha kalmasha.
Word to word, tad buddhayaha, those whose intelligence is always in the supreme.
Tat buddhaya, those whose intelligence is always in the supreme.
Tata atmanaha,
Tat
those
atmanam,
whose minds are always in the supreme.
those whose mind are always in the supreme.
And tat nishtha, those whose faith is only meant for the supreme.
Tat nishtha, those whose faith is only meant for the supreme.
Tat parayanaha, who have completely taken shelter of him.
Tat parayana, who have completely taken shelter of him.
Gachanti, go.
Gachanti, go.
Apunaha avrittim, to liberation.
Apun avittam to liberation.
Jnana, by knowledge.
Jnana, my knowledge.
Nirdhuta, cleansed.
Nirdhuta, cleansed.
Kalmashaha, misgivings.
Kalmasha, misgivings.
When one's intelligence, translation by Srila Prabhupada, when one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. It's a small purport, so maybe I'll read the purport as well for this one. The Supreme Personality, the Supreme Transcendental Truth is Lord Krishna. The whole Bhagavad Gita centers around the declaration that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the version of all Vedic literature. Paratattva means the Supreme Reality, who is understood by the knowers of the Supreme as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the last word in the Absolute. There is nothing more than that. The Lord says, Matha Parataram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. Impersonal Brahman is also supported by Krishna. Brahmano hi Patishthana. Therefore, in all ways, Krishna is the supreme reality, one whose mind, intelligence, faith, and refuge are always in Krishna. Or, in other words, one who is fully in Krishna consciousness is undoubtedly washed clean of all misgivings and is in perfect knowledge in everything concerning transcendence. A Krishna conscious person can thoroughly understand that there is duality, simultaneous identity, and individuality in Krishna, and equipped with such transcendental knowledge, and one can make steady progress on the path of liberation. So, uh, simultaneously, simultaneous identity and individuality is what Achintya, Bheda, and Abheda Tattva, which is established by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the Achintya, Bheda, Abheda Tattva was established by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna is saying once we understand the absolute truth, what we do after that? Then we make that absolute truth the focus of our meditation. So Sri Krishna is stating we will fix four of our inner faculty for absolute truth. What are those faculties? Buddhayas, Atmanas, Nishthas, and Parayanaha. Those are the four things which are in the word-to-word translation which I read. So Buddhayas is let us fix the intelligence. First fix the intelligence. Then Atmanas, fix the mind. And Nishthas, put the faith in him. And Parayanaha, make the absolute truth the goal. And the absolute truth is who? Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan is Bhagavan. Right? So when we fix this four faculty, what happens? Kachanti apunar avrittim. Kachanti, move forward. Towards what? Punar avrittim means coming back. We shouldn't be coming back from there. So apunar avrittim means never coming back. How will we do that? When dhyana comes, what dhyana will do? Nirdhuta, it cleans away. What does it clean away? Dhuta means wash. Nirdhuta means it completely wash. What will wash away? Kalmashaha. It will wash away our darkness, our ignorance, our wrong understandings. The Jnana Nirdhuta Kalmashaha Tada Buddhayas Tada Atmanas. Let us see these 4 points one by one as it is very important. So our consciousness moves in 4 lanes. These 4 lanes are going in 4 different directions. If they are going in four different directions, we cannot move forward very steadily, right? So they all should go in synchronization. In second chapter 41 verse, Krishna talked about this, right? So Bahushakha hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasayat. So Krishna has told how we can live. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. Ekeha. Fixed yourself on one. So we want to become one pointed. So our direction or our concentration should be one pointed concentration. So we can make ourselves one pointed. These are these four. So there are the four directions in which we can become one pointed. If we can consider all these four, we can become one pointed. So that is intelligence, first of all. Serious spiritual life begins with intelligence. When we study, we contemplate, we understand to become intelligent. There must be some higher happiness. Yeah. And that higher happiness can be temporary. There must be some richer, greater, deeper happiness. I'm not the body, I'm the soul. World has some organizer, some designer. Tad buddhayas. This way, buddhi develops. We need buddhi. In this world, sense gratification will tempt us. Come on, enjoy, but we have to turn on Krishna consciousness. So when we turn towards Krishna consciousness and we turn away from sense gratification, we can fix ourselves on absolute truth. And to this we need to be buddhaya. See, like what happens when a caterpillar is going. Okay, if you try to put something in front of caterpillar, what does she do? She will turn the way,
She'll turn the
turns the way, and finds out again to go ahead.
straight.
Again you put something, again it will turn away. So it has to be like caterpillar. So that everything has something to learn for us. So this example, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu gives a lot of caterpillar example. You listen to his,
Jaba,
japa classes every morning he gives. You know, I have a complete, probably a complete album of japa class. So I always listen to him. They are so beautiful. Radheshyam Prabhu's classes, very short and give so much message within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum. They're beautiful. Uh, so, okay. So once we develop our buddhi that I have to work, I have to go away from whatever the attractions are coming on my way. I need to go away from that and keep on developing myself according to that, so that they will stop coming to me. Those kind of uh, attractions will stop coming to me.
desires. But it's very difficult,
Desires will
Prabhu.
still be there, but then the only thing we have to change the nature of the desire.
You have
It's
to
easy
get
to say.
you have to get attracted towards something different. So basically,
Higher
you
taste.
you always have a attraction. Let's say the example which you took, Prabhu. You always have attraction to something, but you, as caterpillar example you took, the things come in our way, and we have to change our way. So we have to keep moving straight, and we have to change our the attraction has to be a different one. Let's say if I have desire for a wealth, or desire for a as a wine woman, and whatever three things which we say, that the desire should be focused, should be channelized toward that direction. That is, I think, what you're trying to say.
Yeah, true. Second thing is, when we get absorbed in the bhakti, we are doing some service to Krishna. So, in the fifth chapter itself, the last couple of verses, Krishna says that, don't get attached to the service. Get attachment to Krishna's service. See, the difference. Don't get attached to this kind of service that you are doing. attached to service to Krishna. It has a very deep meaning that you are attached to serve Krishna, but you are attached to a kind of service that you are doing. So not always that I want to do deity dressing only. That I am good at that, I should be doing it always. No, so that is bad. That is attachment to service. But it is better than not doing anything to serve Krishna at the same time. But it is not very helping you out in terms of serving Krishna because you are still trying to satisfy your ego somewhere that I'm so good.
हम्म, ठीक है.
So many examples can be read if you look at the Bilomangal Thakur says Krishna is the only enjoyer, the only source of enjoyment. And when you Damodar month will be coming now, right? So in Damodar month, Damodar Ashtakam, then we sing, you know. So it's beautiful, in that so many pastimes have been. Muhuschatambi, Muhuschambatami. So all those verses are so beautiful, you know. We get to know so beautifully it has been described. Namaste Sudhambe, Pratham Vistidhambe.
नमस्ते स्तु धामने स्वदीप्त धामने
Yeah.
देशु तदाया गुरांगी
So
नोजे.
Vishwasyadhabde. Tvadiyo Dharaya Vishwasyadhabde. So we have to develop first buddhi, then nishtha, and then practice it that way. So that your vehicle is going in the right direction. So what jnana will do? Niruddhata. Then dhuta means wash and niruddhata means completely wash. So that's what jnana will do. And practicing the jnana, that will reduce your desire from any material attraction to Krishna's attraction, towards Krishna. And the caterpillar example, that you should remember always. I think we should stop here today.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because I could do one more verse. We can do one more. विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणी कविहस्तिनी क्षुरी चैव स्वपाके च पंडितः समदर्शिना.
विद्या विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि सुनी चैव स्वपके पाके च पंडिता समदर्शिना.
Vidya with education,
Vidya with education,
Vinaya and gentleness,
vinaya and gentleness,
Sampanne fully equipped,
sampanne fully equipped,
Brahmane in the Brahmana,
brahmane in the brahmana,
Gavi in the cow,
gavi in the cow,
Hastini in the elephant,
hastini in the elephant,
Shuni in the dog,
puni in the dog,
Cha and
cha and
Eva certainly,
eva certainly,
Shopake in the dog eater,
swapake in the dog eater,
Cha respectively,
cha respectively,
Panditaha those who are wiser,
pandita those who are wise,
yeah, Samadarshina who see with equal vision.
some darshina who see with equal vision.
So the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and a gentle Brahmin, a cow and an elephant, a dog and a dog eater with the equal vision, right? So I read it again. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and a gentleman, a cow, an elephant, a dog and a dog eater, which is outcast. Yeah,
Hmm.
they all see all of them with the equal vision. So that is the beauty of the those who are on a very high platform of spirituality. Okay. So in this verse, Krishna will describe when we fix our faculty on Krishna, how we will see this world, how we will see things in the people of this world. Yeah? So that is Pandita Sama Darshinaha. So one who is the Pandita? Actually, the one who can see everyone with the equal vision. He does not make any discrimination amongst the people of this world, whether it is a small insect or it's a elephant or it's a dog or it's an elephant or like so it's a beautiful discrimination. I mean categories given there. Sopake cha panditaha samadarshina. So Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Here Krishna is talking about Brahman is the highest Varna. Yeah. So Brahman is in the higher Varna ashram. And what kind of Brahman? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. The one whose Vidya, who's got a perfect and very high knowledge. And what kind of Brahman? His Vidya Vinaya are referred to qualities of Brahman. Brahman is learned and Brahman is Vinaya. His Vinaya means humility. He's full of humility and very gentle. His gentleness is beyond the world. Brahmane Gavi Hastini. Gavi is cow and Hastini is elephant. Shuni Chaiva Shwapake. Suni is dog. Shwapaka is dog eater. Pandita Samadarshina. The learned person see all of them equally. Samadarshina. In these living beings talked about, there are gamut of living beings. Brahmana are considered high among the four Vardas. And there is a Shwapake who is not even considered in low caste or Shudra, but is outcast. तो क्या बोलते हैं अघोरी अघोरी लोग होते हैं ना वो those who are dog eaters and they live in the cremation ground
Yeah.
always you will find them there. So
Aghoris
all
are
these
human.
persons sorry
Aghoris are human eaters, Prabhu.
yeah so dog eaters uber eaters or they are all outcast in the conventional Vedic culture the difference between them is very significant. So there is separation among Brahman and Shudra. And that is with what people think we have to separate, we have to maintain our purity. That is the only thing. So Krishna is saying that separation is okay in terms of everyone stick to their duties so that they will be engaged properly and they will become purified. But at the same time, that should not mean that you should reject others entirely. It does not mean the caste system. We should see the diversity externally, but internally we should see the similarity. Also, Samadarshina and see all of them as equal ultimately. So, in the animal species, also Krishna is talking about three species: cow, elephant, and dog. Now, these three refers respectively modes of material nature. The cow is in mode of goodness. Elephant is in the mode of passion. And dog is in the mode of ignorance. Similarly, a Brahman is in goodness. Shapaka is in ignorance. So Krishna is saying that whatever situation one might be in among these three modes, and that doesn't matter, we should be able to see them spiritually. When one has a Tad vision, what is Tad vision? One sees both Atma and Paramatma. One sees that all of them are souls, and one sees that Supreme Lord accompanies all of them within their region of the heart. And since Lord accompanies all of them, they will all are seen equally. So Srila Prabhupada explains that these differences of body are meaningless from the viewpoint of a learned transcendentalist. So learned transcendentalist is Panditah Samadarshinaha. And Srila Prabhupada talks about the difference between the soul and the super soul in 5.18. He said equal vision towards the full spectrum of everything in three modes. Mode of goodness, Brahman Gavini. Mode of passion, Hastini. Mode of ignorance, Shani and Shvapake. So equal vision is not equal reciprocation. There has to be appropriate reciprocation. One can go and embrace a cow, but one cannot go and embrace a tiger. It will be stupidity. If you have not developed your intelligence, then you will of course go and do that. So children, they are 2 years or 3 years old, they will not find any difference between a snake and and the dog or a small puppy. They will say, oh, they are also. He's also another animal, and this is also another animal. He will try to pick up a snake as well, but then we are always there to look at that, to save him from. Because Ajgar or any snake will not have that brain that he's a child or he's an adult. He's going to bite. So we have to be careful because that his intelligence is not developed yet. He does not know, he does not discriminate. But does it mean that he is Pandita Samadarshina? No, he is not. See, we cannot compare this way that a child just newly born and he does not know, is he Pandita Samadarshina? Yes and no at the same time because he does not know the difference. Difference only in terms of that what they are as far as the mode of material nature is concerned. That is what we should know. But otherwise, the difference in terms of they have a Atma and Paramatma at the same time, that difference should not be made. They all have the same and they all are having equally the similar vision. They have equal right to do the service to Krishna. They have equal right to do the worship of Krishna. But because they are in such a body, that body does not allow them to come to that level of consciousness and does not develop their consciousness to that level. And that's why they are still loitering there in that bodily consciousness and not able to um, make progress. Yeah, I think we'll stop here. We'll do a quick Vaishnava Pranam and stop. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा
कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you,
So
Prabhu.
we'll have this verse continue again in the next class, so
Yeah.
that because there's a lot to talk about in this particular verse, I
Mhm.
just don't want to finish it because of the time constraint.
Mhm.
But we will continue this verse next class as well.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.